I challenged myself to win a Diamond Lobby competitive game as Illari without using her ultimate. This made for a difficult challenge as Captive Sun is inarguably one of the strongest ultimate abilities in Overwatch 2. Illari's rhythm for shooting her gun is very unique to her and something that I spent extensive time in Vaxta trying to get down to a science. Then began the challenge. All right, game one. Trying to do this. We're gonna pretend that last week's fiasco didn't happen where I went 0 and 11 trying to do this challenge. Getting into the first game, I could tell that this was going to be very difficult. Mostly because I was getting easily distracted by trying to learn some of the movement combinations with her shift. So it's shift and then jump, I guess, is the height situation. Yeah, as if that was gonna help my challenge. To make matters worse, just a little bit later, immediately following my tank dying in the first fight, I retreated, but not at an even semi-reasonable distance. The gap I left between myself and the enemy rivals that of people who get uncomfortable in a checkout line at the grocery store. Their Widowmaker used her ultimate that gives her wall hacks, and I decided that the best idea would be to walk out in the open in front of her. After my first death, my other support thought it would be helpful for me to know who I should be healing.
Illari, I'll focus Maru and then you just focus on healing our other DPS.
Yes, because you know, Illari is so good at focusing healing on particular targets. The enemy Kiriko made a good play by doing what Kiriko mains do best, running in my face, throwing kunai in the general direction of my head desperately. I, of course, made the mistake of letting her get that close. In an effort to dodge a soldier visor, I took cover and eliminated their Kiriko. But I kind of forgot something. That's right, the first round ended in a C9 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock for them. I'd love to tell you that I started off the next round well, but I would be lying because I started by tunnel visioning on healing our tank and walked in a straight line in front of their Malga, who proceeded to Rambo me into oblivion. Straight out of spawn, I softened a Mercy up to allow our Kiriko to eliminate her. Our team took the opportunity to jump on their Kiriko, and now their Malga had no supports, making him an easy pick. At the next fight, I was in a place where I was pinned down and needed a better position to fight from, but the Malga and Kiri were way ahead of me. The Kiriko, though, overextended, which was the first pick that allowed us to push forward and take out the Widowmaker. The enemy Malga used his ultimate in a desperate attempt to keep us locked in, so I dove in, logically, with my pylon to help eliminate him and keep my team alive. We then got Kiriko, who had managed to get back into the fight again somehow, and ended up capping the point in overtime. The next fight, though, my Genji noticed my challenge. At least, he'd noticed I had my ultimate and seemed understandably frustrated.
This is a perfect time for Illari ulted.
That same teammate had a negative KD, though, so I elected to ignore him and continue my challenge. Unfortunately, we lost this first game. Having learned a lot from the first game, I entered the second game feeling much more confident. I had learned the importance of my pylon, and even better, that the placement of it being out of LOS of the enemies while in the LOS of you and your teammates is essential. That said, one of the reasons we lost the first fight was because I let my pylon get destroyed when we moved back, and I could no longer effectively heal my teammates. This led to our whole team dying despite my best efforts, and the enemy team capped with 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock now. I then made one of the most dirt 5 mistakes I have made in a while that was, again, caused by my tunnel visioning on healing my team. Yep. I walked into a Hanzo ultimate. Not my proudest moment. While the enemy team was making incredible payload progress, my tank used his ult to contain them, but their supports were both outside of his ultimate. I turned my priority to Lifeweaver, who was doing a great job trying to position in a place to heal his now captured teammates. The next priority was the remaining support, Moira. I chased her and eliminated her, allowing my team and I to effectively wipe the team and win the fight. Unfortunately, I assumed my team would make the right call to back up and regroup after a Junker Queen ultimate eliminated our Junkrat, but they stayed and I tried to help and of course ended up dying for it. The next fight, everything seemed to be going sideways until our Winston ulted. He started juggling the enemy team with the precision of a regular circus act. The temptation to use my ultimate was rising, and I was just about to cave in when Junker Queen ulted me and let me go see Jesus before the first round ended. At the start of the next round, my chat gave me words of encouragement that helped me look at my stats and figure out what I needed to do. My stats look great. I mean, the damage and healing don't look bad, but my limbs that I have, Could be getting more of those, I think. After my team won this next fight with me doing as much as spectators do at a Shakespeare play, another member of my chat who has coached me on occasion shared his thoughts on my challenge. I don't really know what this challenge is accomplishing other than wearing the enamel off my teeth. Little did he know that these challenges are explicitly for that purpose. In the next fight, we got a great pick to start the fight, and I took it upon myself to be the shot caller. Good pick on the Moira. Life Weaver next. That fight started a hard stagger of the entire team and allowed us to cap the second point with just over a minute to spare. I then had a show of excellent target priority and stopped shooting a Genji to focus on the Life Weaver to take a support out of their fight just before focusing the remaining support Kiriko. The last fight was well fought by the enemy team, but they were unsuccessful in their efforts and we capped the final point without triggering overtime. Moving straight into our final fight, and I was able to support my team into absolutely dumpstering the enemy team. And just a few moments after capping the point, the enemy Hog used his ultimate to push us all off the point. A fair play, sir. Fair play. When it came to defending their attack, it was close a couple of times, but in the end, we were able to secure the victory despite me not using my ultimate. 24-8 as the Illari with no ultimate used, still won a game. It took two, but we got there. If you want to see more content like this, leave a like to let me know to make it, and of course subscribe so you don't miss it.